So our next lesson is chicken Francese, a very traditional dish in Italian restaurants in America. So there's a lot of tips and techniques in this, and this is our second chicken dish. So we're going to start with your basics to the dish. Your chicken that we pounded thin. You can use a fit and easy chicken produce that come already cut thin on you. There's going to be lemon, flour and egg, chicken stock, brown sauce. I'm going to walk you through all that. That's not that important right now. The important is the techniques. The chicken marsala was just dipped in flour and sauteed in the saute pan. 2 minutes, 3 minutes each side, taken out and put on a plate. The only thing different in Francese is dipped in flour, dipped in egg, then cooked in your oil 2-3 minutes each side. I'm going to show you. Chicken piccata, which is the same sauce, lemon white wine sauce, is just flour, like the chicken marsala. Okay, so let me get a plate down, and we'll get started. We're going to do 4 tablespoons of olive oil. More or less, you need enough to saute the chicken. Okay, so we're going to take our chicken, dip it in flour, right into the egg. Shake off the excess, right into the egg. Get it coated nicely all over. Now the flour, the reason is, people always ask me, I wasn't always sure, but the flour helps the egg to stick to it. So if you're doing this gluten-free, you can use gluten-free flour, and then when we do our sauce, you don't use my veal stock demi-glaze, use the gluten-free flour and everything. So in the future, all my dishes, I'm going to have a gluten-free video coming out with everything I do, Italian and American dishes, done gluten-free with amazing flavor and not leaving anything out. So today now, we're going to wait till our oil is nice and hot. Once again, when it gets a little smoky, I could check if it's ready. Still missing a little bit. So now we're going to take our chicken, we're going to lift up and drip off the excess into our hot oil that's ready. And once again, the technique is away from you, so if it splashes, it splashes away. Other piece. I wouldn't advise doing that, but I'm used to oil and hot, so use a tongue. I use fork. Now let it cook about 2-3 minutes. We're gonna get nice and golden brown on one side. Flip it, golden brown on the other side, and because the chicken's pounded thin, it cooks very quickly. We're gonna take it out onto our plate. Dump out the oil, just like chicken marsala. Keep the dirty pan because you want those scrapings when we make our sauce. And those scrapings are going to help thicken up our sauce. Look at that nice color. Over here, that was about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Beautiful. Excellent coating. Now, here's another tip of technique. When I do the sauce, traditional Francese is a ton of butter and lemon. We make it healthier here. I put very little butter, and I use our veal stock demi-glaze, or I'm going to show you how to use cornstarch and flour and lemon and chicken stock and make it healthier. One of my aunts makes it, and it was delicious at her house, but when I saw her make it, the amount of butter she put in, I just realized I'm never going to eat the chicken Francese at her house again. I'll make it my way. So not only am I showing you how to make chicken Francese, I'm showing you the non-traditional way, but the healthier version, which nowadays everybody's going towards smaller portions and eating healthier, but not losing flavor. And my healthier version actually tastes better. It's non-traditional, but to me the flavor's better. So now that chicken's ready. And just like the chicken marsala, if you don't think it's ready and you're afraid, because you guys are going to be afraid when you first start doing these dishes first time, take a knife and cut it. If the chicken's pink inside or whatever, it's not ready. Make sure the chicken's cooked all the way through. I do this all the time, so see that that's still not ready. We're going to put it back in a little bit. This piece is a little thinner. I can tell the way I picked it up when it doesn't stick, it's ready. This one right here is not, so we're going to cook it just a little bit more. This one with the takeouts here. And before I do anything, now we're rushing some in the video, I always check myself, you know. But I could feel it, I could tell. I do simple tricks like on the sole. When the fork doesn't stick in there, it's ready. See, when it sticks in there a little bit, it's not ready. That's the same trick I do in sole. When the sole's white on the outside and it's folded, I stick it in the sole. When it sticks inside, the sole's not cooked all the way through. If it comes out, it's cooked. See? That's stuck a little bit there. it's good to go. Alright, now we're going to shut this off. We'll leave it on actually. We're going to dump out your oil. Okay. So we're working with a really hot pan. Really hot pan. I'm going to let it cool off for a second because this white wine is going to reduce too much. So since it's so hot, I only usually put a quarter cup of white wine, but I'm going to put more. So now I'm going to add 4 ounces of chicken stock and 3 ounces of brown sauce. Now what I do to keep it easy, Marsala is 4 ounces of chicken stock laid on 4 ounces of brown sauce in one portion. Francese, exact same, just a little bit less brown sauce. Your Marsala you want a little darker and thicker, or Francese you want a little lighter and less thick. Alright, so just a touch more. Touch more. We're going to put our chicken back in, which is very hot, but I'm used to it. And we're going to do our lemon juice. Once again, anything I make with lemon, sol reganata, any dish that calls for lemon, this is probably enough, but I love lemon because it's so fresh, so I'm going to add extra. And we're going to do parsley. And a touch of salt. Now I'm putting very little salt because of my chicken stock is not low sodium and the brown sauce has salt and sugar. So everything at home, put a little bit, taste it at the end, right? And you'll see. You have to just all my dishes. The main thing you just got to adjust is the salts. That's all you got to worry about because my ingredients, your ingredients, you might have low. If you make your homemade chicken soup, it'd be like mine. But the chicken stock you buy has less salt and stuff like that. So now in this dish, once again, if you didn't see my other recipes, has the brown stock, the roasted veal bone demi-glaze. If you live close to me, come and buy it, freeze it, use it. Ice cube trays and Ziploc bags, you can freeze as little ice cubes, or you can use the ice cream scoop and put it in. You don't need it. It just makes you a better cook. But even without it, when I'm at home, I don't use it. I use cornstarch flour. So there's so many alternatives. Don't think like, oh my God, I don't have this brown sauce, I can't do it. You can do the dishes because people are doing them without my brown sauce and they come out just as good. It's just something I have and I use because my dad, this is something from 1960 that my dad was making in his other restaurant where he started in Brooklyn, in Nina's, in a little place. He was 21 years old and he was a head chef. So all these dishes and tips and techniques and videos, I learned mainly from him. I learned in culinary school a lot, culinary classes a lot, but my father taught me everything. And I mean, this is over 10 years of talking with him and working side by side with him. So let's check this, see how it's going. I covered it just to speed up the process. So what you want to do is halfway through, just like my other dishes, look how awesome that looks, man. You're just boiling chicken basically now with this sauce. It's such an easy sauce to make. So when I went back to before, when I put the wine, let your pan cool down a little bit more so you don't get that really reduction of the wine burning off that fast. So take the oil out, let it boil down, let it cool off a little bit. Then you add your wine and all that stuff, and your chicken's cooking. And for those who've been watching my videos, I'm going to show you when it's ready. You want to reduce the water out, reduce it down, thicken it up. We're going to do the spoon trick, and you can leave it thick, thin, depends how you want. Double the sauce, cook pasta, put the pasta on a plate, and just pour this right over. Pasta, rice, risotto, potato, anything. Anything you guys like. I wish you guys could be here to try this. So we're going to look. It's still missing a little bit. See how it's moving down? How we did that trick before? Very simple dish here. There's no really, no decorating or nothing necessary. It's just chicken Francese. So when people order this, sometimes they order this with comes with a side of pasta, tomato sauce, but they order it in the same sauce. What we do is we put it on your family-sized platter, throw the pasta in that same thing. We saute it with the Francese sauce, a little ziti penne, and the chicken right there. So now you can see that this is getting really nice and thick. And once again, if I walk away and burn it, you can add chicken stock to it or lemon. And if it's too thick, I could add chicken stock to it. If it's too thin, add brown sauce to it. So now we're going to look, and you're done. See the difference from before? We're going to plate it. And you don't have to use, if you made too much sauce, you don't use it all. I could add more stuff to it. I could add more lemon, more everything to this saute pan and dump my pasta right in there. And this is your chicken Francese. And to recap this dish over here is some tips and techniques was the difference in chicken marsala is flour and egg in this dish. Cooking it 2-3 minutes, checking it. Using the thick cut chicken, it cooks faster. And then just a simple saute. Lemon, white wine, healthier version. Not a ton of butter. Your Google chicken Francese, a lot of butter and white wine chicken stock, and that's it. So I really want you guys to make this. You know what? You should make another version on the computer with all the butter, and then make this version, and then you be the judge on which one you think is better.